Hi, YouTubers and wet shavers everywhere. It's Mark at GeorgeToon.com. I'm back with another Monday morning mailbag. Get yourself a cup of coffee, kick back, relax. Let's talk a little wet shaving and a few other things. What do you got this morning? Hang on. Yeah, I like this coffee. This is a really, really good cup of coffee. We've had it on the show before, and I happen to pull it out again. Pete's Coffee right here. This is their dark roast, French roast. Boy, this is really a good cup of coffee. And how about these coffee notes here? Coffee forward, wood smoke, and burnt caramel. I like that a lot. Yeah, that is absolutely terrific. Now, the wood smoke kind of plays into today's show in a way indirectly. And I'm using my Starbucks Been There coffee mug from Beth Jones. Thanks again very much, Beth. And this highlights all the wonderful locations and destinations and sites of Ohio, the state of Ohio. And that kind of comes into play because a little while later in the show, we're going to talk about a destination here in Ohio that you can visit. Really, really amazing destination. I'm really looking forward to sharing that with you later on in the show. So I hope you're enjoying a cup of coffee with me. As we like to say on the show, a good hot coffee, a trusty mug. Let the caffeine go to work, gentlemen. Absolutely. And hey, if you're taking me on your morning commute, thanks very much for the lift. I really do appreciate it. We've got a great show for you this morning. Got some great refill topics. Got some great stuff in new wet shaving gear. Again, we've got that destination, that Ohio destination that I'll be mentioning later on in the show. Got some great questions and comments. Just an all-around terrific show. Thanks so much for joining me this morning. I really do appreciate it. Again, I hope you're enjoying a cup of coffee with me. Kick back, relax. We're going to talk some wet shaving this morning. And let's kick things off like we do every week with a viewer morning shaving tip. Okay, this morning's shaving tip comes from viewer Steve Dillman. And Steve writes, "Hi Mark, just saw your Monday morning mailbag video for the first time. You asked for tips, so here's one. For those of us with multiple DE razors and looking for a way to keep them pristine and handy without breaking the bank on expensive or tacky razor stands, have a look at test tube stands. I just purchased a simple clear acrylic stand capable of holding 6 razors for $10. They make nice looking wood ones too for about the same price. Check Amazon. Cheers, Steve." Hey, Steve, thanks very much for a really great tip. You're a new viewer, and thanks very much for subscribing and tuning in. This is a shaving tip we have had before, but because you're a new viewer, this illustrates perfectly why I like to revisit some of these shaving tips and some of these other, comments and that sort of thing regarding the traditional wet shave, because there are new viewers who may have missed this tip or a comment in a previous Monday morning mailbag. So thanks very much for this tip. It serves as a great reminder that a test tube rack makes a really good stand for your double-edged safety razors. Thanks very much for passing along, Steve. And yes, they're up on Amazon. You can get them in wood, you can get them in plastic, and they come in at really affordable prices. Check some of the previous Monday morning mailbag videos, folks, and you will see viewers who have these kinds of setups. But again, Steve, thanks very much for sending along this tip. It's a great reminder, especially to new viewers who are new to the show and may have missed this tip in previous videos. Thanks very much. And to say thanks, for you and only you, an original signed George sketch. So please email me your snail mail address to mondaymailbag at gmail.com, mondaymailbag at gmail.com, and I will send this to you post haste. And if you out there would like an original signed George sketch, just send me a shaving tip. Send that shaving tip to mondaymailbag at gmail.com. And if I use it on the shaving tip segment here on the Monday morning mailbag, you too will receive an original signed George sketch. So Steve, thanks again for a great shaving tip, and thanks for a great reminder. Really do appreciate it. Well, we have an extra shaving tip this morning, and it comes from viewer George Haven. And George writes, "Good afternoon, Mark. Congratulations on reaching 9,000 subscribers again. I wanted to share a couple of shaving tips for you and your viewers. I already have a George drawing. Thanks again." Now, George sent along 3 shaving tips. I'm going to use one this week, and we'll save the others for future Monday morning mailbags. And he writes here, this is a really interesting shave tip right here. He writes, "When doing a pickup pass, you can reverse the razor, which will leave a trail of shave cream to reshave an area that may have been missed. This will allow for extra pickups without having to go back to the shaving bowl for more lather." Wow, that is really a unique tip. Anyhow, he continues in his email here. "I can't wait till 10,000 subscriptions. Thanks again for all you do for the wet shaving world. Best wishes and blessings, George Haven." Thanks very much, George. I appreciate that. P.S. If you enjoy sentence diagramming, and I do, I've always mentioned that. I often mention that in the Monday morning mailbag. Love doing that in English class when I was in junior high. If you enjoy sentence diagramming, my Logos Bible software allows you to diagram in Hebrew and Greek and Aramaic. Wow, that's some serious sentence diagramming there. Really do appreciate that little suggestion on diagramming software. Thanks very much, George. And I asked him about this tip and this technique of backing up the razor. And I would assume that after you do a shave stroke, if you want to pick up an area, there would be some lather somewhere on the shave guard, and then you would just back up the razor and redeposit that lather there. And I asked him about this, and he said, yes, back the razor up to release residual cream back on the face. I wouldn't suggest doing it on the first pass because you would be depositing whiskers back on the face, and in my case, there would be black specks all over my face. By the way, you can redeposit shave cream anywhere on the face, anytime. Just place the razor anywhere on the face and back it up to reshave. This is really a unique tip. And I don't know how well this works, folks, to be honest with you. You're going to have to try it yourself. And I don't know if it's going to work better with some razors, more so. I don't know if it's going to work better with some razors over other razors. I'm not entirely sure is what I'm trying to say here. But it sounds like a really neat tip, and I'm really interested in giving it a go and giving it a try. And if you out there are going to try this tip, or you've tried this tip in the past, or you're aware of it, or you plan on doing it with your traditional wet shave, let us know how it works out for you. Really would appreciate that. George, thanks for a really neat shaving tip this morning in the Extra Shave Tip segment. Well, this morning we have an extra shave tip, and it comes from a viewer named Gary. And Gary writes, "A tip for some wet shavers. The remaining shallow ridges of soap in a tub and on the tub's lid after scooping or scraping all the soap thought to be taken when the wet shaver thinks he's finished with the whole container of soap might still be enough to make lather for one more 2 or 3 pass shave. Yes, I did this. The lather was a bit thin or dilute, but I gave myself a face shave, bowl lathered, 3 passes, last pass carefully." Wow, I wrote him back and asked him for a little more detail on this. And Gary wrote back and said, "The soap I talk about here is the soap which remains in its container. A wet shaver scoops or scrapes the soap from the container, if this is the way the person uses his soap, and puts the removed bit of soap for each shave into a lathering bowl. At some point, the person would have taken not all, but nearly all the soap from the container. Still, there may be trailings or heels of soap still in the original packaging container. Some people might think that not enough soap remains in the container, including the lid, to be able to produce another lather for any shave. This little bit of soap either is or can be in scattered distribution on the sides, the bottom, and yes, also the threading of the container and the lid, underside, and threads. Someone who brush loads directly from the container is not likely to be able to find much of this little bit of remaining soap. Someone who scoops or scrapes the soap and presses this into a bowl for a bowl lather could very well have this little bit of remaining soap. Wow, that is really a great, great tip, Gary. So next time you are low on your shave soap in a tub like this, check the inside of those threads, and heck, I even got just a little bit. You can barely see it here. I got a little bit on the inside of the thread right here. You can barely see it. I don't know if you can see it in the lighting there. Just a little bit there. It might build up over time too. Or on the outside threads, maybe on the inside crevice of the inside of the tub, that sort of thing. And you might be able to get another shave from that little bit of remaining soap. That is really, really a great tip, Gary. Thanks very, very much for sharing it with us this morning. Really, really do appreciate it. Well, this morning we have a dog visit, and it comes courtesy of viewer Mark Williams. And Mark wrote, "Hi, Mark. I saw you may feature dogs periodically on the Monday morning mailbag. Here is my 130-pound German Shepherd. His name was Trooper. He clearly loved the snow and was king of the mountain, almost as though he was protecting my kids. It was snowing like the dickens that day. He was a great dog, and sadly, we lost him in April 2021. Have a great weekend, Mark Williams." Wow, that's an absolutely outstanding photo of Trooper, and he looks like a wonderful dog, and I'm sure he was an absolutely wonderful, wonderful companion to you and your family. And if you look at that photo, Mark's kids are underneath the picnic table, and I was wondering if they were using that as a sort of a snow fort. And he wrote back and said, "Yes, laugh out loud. My kids were using the picnic table as a fort. It was probably from around 2014 or 2015. Made my wife and I laugh when the dog jumped on the table and just sat there." Again, an absolutely outstanding photo of Trooper. Thanks very much, Mark, for sending it in and allowing me to share it with all the viewers. And if you out there have a picture of your family pet, your favorite companion, be it a dog, a cat, whatever, maybe your dog is in your shave den while you're shaving, that sort of thing, just send them in to mondaymailbag@gmail.com and we'll share them with all the viewers. Hey, thanks again for sharing that photo with us, Mark. Really, really do appreciate it. Again, Trooper looked like an absolutely outstanding, outstanding companion. Thanks again, Mark. Really appreciate it. Well, this is your weekly reminder that the Monday Morning Mailbag is also available as a podcast. Just go up to your favorite podcast streaming service and search for Monday Morning Mailbag and more. And the Monday Morning Mailbag podcast, as well as our Second Cup podcast, should come right up. Now, both podcasts are available on Anchor, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Amazon Music, and Google Podcasts. Again, just search for Monday Morning Mailbag and more, and the Monday Morning Mailbag podcast, as well as our Second Cup podcast, will come right up. Well, we have an update to the 9,000 subscriber giveaway. We were contacted by our fourth prize winner, Glenn Harper. And Glenn wrote, "Mark, hello. Just a note of thanks for the gift of fourth prize. It arrived today. And I also used the Razor Rock shave cream this evening. Awesome. Just awesome. Thank you so much. All the best. Cheers, my friend. Glenn from Canada." And Glenn also enclosed a photo of his fourth prize winning and fourth prize winnings, so to speak. And I'm so glad that you received it intact and in good shape, Glenn. Thanks very, very much. So we've been contacted by our first prize winner, our third prize winner, and our fourth prize winner. So thanks again, Glenn. Really, really do appreciate it. Enjoy the fourth prize. And again, thanks to everyone out there who subscribes, shares, and contributes to this channel. And once again, these prizes were made available thanks to the very generous contributions of the following viewers: Robert Fagan, Alex Lopez, Beth Jones, Mark Bagwell, Mark Williams, Brian Foley, Charlie Wise, Shannon Soaps, Maggard Razors, Ohio Wet Shavers Meetup, James German, Dr. Selby, and all the folks at Supply. My sincere thanks to them for making these prize packages available. Glenn, so glad you received your fourth prize winnings. Really, thanks very much for letting us know and sending along the photo. Really, really do appreciate it. Well, as promised, Here is the Ohio destination that we teased early on in the show. If you are in Northeast Ohio and you're going through the Middlefield, Ohio area, check out, here's the business card right here, get a screenshot of it, Corner Field. This is a model railway museum. Absolutely awesome and fantastic. Here's their flyer right here. I picked up a copy of their flyer, and as it says here, this is the largest family operating O-gauge model train layout in the U.S. It is absolutely spectacular. Now, my brother Tom and I took a Saturday and went there to visit, and it's absolutely wonderful. It's 15 minutes away from where I live, and I never knew it existed. My brother Tom called me up one day and he said, "Hey Mark, I came across this video on YouTube. Did you know that this model railway layout exists, just around the corner from where we live?" And I said, "No, I didn't." So we went there on a Saturday afternoon, and my gosh, it is absolutely wonderful. Now, here are the operating hours. Sunday from 12 to 4. They're closed on Monday and Tuesday. Wednesday, 11 to 4. Thursday, 12 to 4. Friday and Saturday, 11 to 4. The admission is adults, $10, seniors, $8, kids, 4 to 12, $5, and kids under 3 get in for free. It is absolutely fantastic. They also have a hobby shop where they sell trains and other things like train track and battery-powered trains and that sort of thing. Lionel, MTH, Williams, those brands. It really is a wonderful, wonderful destination. So if you ever find yourself in the Northeast Ohio area and the Middlefield area, check out Corner Field. They're located at 16720 Pioneer Road, Middlefield, Ohio, 44062, which is right there in Huntsburg Township. Really terrific. Here's their phone number, 440-636-5162, and you can call for more information. Again, get a screenshot of their business card here so you can contact them. I will have their contact details below. I believe they also have a Facebook page, and there are a couple of YouTube videos that I'll also link that were videos shot by other individuals, and I will link those videos. It gives you a more in-depth look at the entire layout. I'm showing some clips now, and I was just overwhelmed. It was just amazing. There is so much to see. It is absolutely a wonderful, wonderful model railroad layout. It is really, really terrific, and I really so enjoyed myself. My brother and I, we're going to go back. We're definitely going to go back, and it really is a great, great destination. If you live in Ohio, it's a great one-tank trip. If you find yourself driving through Ohio and you have a little extra time, check out Corner Field Model Railroad Museum and Trading Post Train Shop in Middlefield, Ohio. Well, coffee's getting low that time of the show. Let's go back for a refill. Well, I hope you're enjoying a cup of coffee with me. I hope you went back for a refill. I sure did. I forgot to mention, speaking of coffee and refill and enjoying a cup of coffee, I forgot to mention to you when talking about the model train layout, why I used Pete's Coffee this morning is because of the wood smoke. The wood smoke reminded me of those model trains because they had a couple of trains there on the layout that day that had actual smoke coming out of the smokestack. It was really, really neat. So that's why I'm using Pete's Coffee this morning, because one of the coffee notes is wood smoke. Yeah, that reminded me of the train layout. When I saw that on the label, I said, I got to use Pete's Coffee because I'm going to be talking about the model train layout, Corner Field. Yeah, it was really, really neat. Again, really, really neat destination. So again, I hope you're enjoying a cup of coffee with me. I went back for a refill. And of course, the refill segment is where we revisit some topics that were touched on in previous Monday morning mailbags. So let's get right to it. Jim from Northfield wrote, "Hey, Mark, you can easily remember the plates by the letters in the names. Omega has the M for mild, and Alpha has the A for aggressive. That razor handle mimics the Gillette Super Speed Red Tip. Is that where PAA was inspired for it? It looks fantastic. Thanks for reviewing it, Jim." Yeah, this was the Quantum razor that I reviewed a couple of times because I messed up the first review. I got the base plates backwards in that review. And yeah, Jim, that is a great way to remember the base plates. The Omega plate is the mild plate, and the Alpha plate is the aggressive plate. Now, there's not too much difference between the aggressiveness of one versus the other. Maybe a click and a half is how I've described it. I'm going to have to use it more to really kind of get a feel for each one. It's kind of like this for me and my shave. The Omega plate is the mild plate. With 1 day's worth of beard growth, that's a 3-pass shave. I definitely need to do a 3rd pass when I'm using the Omega mild plate. With the Alpha plate, with 1 day's worth of beard growth, I can do 2 passes and the shave is pretty much done. So maybe that helps gauge the aggressive nature of the Alpha plate versus the mild nature of the Omega plate. But that's kind of been my experience with it so far, and it really is a fantastic razor. Brass and stainless steel. Again, get on the alert list for when these are back in stock because this is really a fantastic, fantastic razor. And I've mentioned this before, I love that open comb straight bar configuration that each plate has. It really is very neat and very, very unique. I like it a lot. And again, based on a vintage razor from yesteryear. Doug, Fran, Huxley, everyone at Phoenix Shaving, they do such a great job in bringing back these vintage designs from yesteryear, updating them using 21st century technology and manufacturing techniques to bring them to the wet shaving world today. Really, really terrific, terrific razor. So thanks to Doug, Fran, Huxley, and everyone at Phoenix Shaving for offering a really, really terrific razor in the Quantum. And again, Jim, thanks for your comments. Jimmy V Photography wrote, "I like thick cold water washcloth. I have big washcloths to do the wipe off. Refreshing and gets any residual soap off. Then an alum block dipped in cold water. When that dries, splash and some Mysterium serum. I have the PAA Witch Hazel, but usually use it after face washes during the day. I find it a refreshing follow-up." Now, Jimmy, thanks very much. I have the PAA Witch Hazel as well, and I'm getting low because I've been using it lately. I'm going to have to get some more. It does have the spray top there, and I'm using it in my post-shave routine, but using it outside of the shave routine, I've never heard of that. Thanks very much for passing that along. I may try that down the road myself. And I've really benefited from its use. Now, one of the things that I've read about witch hazel is good for acne. Now, I don't know if you can notice or not, but this is rather embarrassing. Right on the end of my nose, there was a blemish developing, and I used a little witch hazel last few days to help take care of that, along with something else that I was using, another kind of cream. And this really helped in conjunction with the other little bit of over-the-counter medication that I was using. I don't know. I guess I got teenage skin. I can't figure it out. But I was really, when I saw this develop a few days ago, I thought, my gosh, I hope it doesn't show up on camera and be this unsightly blemish. But you know what? The witch hazel really did help. So I am going to use this when I do a face wash, just to refresh myself. I really like it. I'm using it. A lot of viewers recommended using it in the post-shave routine, and it's wonderful. And I will start using it outside of the post-shave routine as well. So thanks very much for sending that along, Jimmy. I really do appreciate it. Viewer Jackpot wrote, well, I'm pronouncing it Jackpot. It's JVCKPOT. I think it's a play on jackpot. I'll just go with jackpot. He wrote, hey, Mark, random thought about those thin towels would be great for washing your car when you're done using them for your face. So you get the most use out of them before tossing. Also, great shave. That razor is amazing. Well, he was talking again in regards of the Quantum razor. Thanks very much for that, Jackpot. And yeah, these are the barber towel that I bought from Amazon right here. You can get about a dozen of these for about 18 bucks. It's got this green stripe here. And they are a thinner towel, and I'm using them a pre-shave in my towel cabinet. Thanks again, Jamie Horn. I'm using it as a hot towel. It doesn't retain a lot of heat because they're a little thinner, but it helps move the shave along, that's for sure. And they do a great job post-shave, wiping off the face and that sort of thing. And they're inexpensive, and you can get a lot of them. They are thin, and the reason why he's mentioning using them for my car, washing my car after I'm done shaving with them, is that one of the towels is already developing a little bit of a hole in it, a couple of holes. So they're not as robust as you would think. They're an inexpensive barber shaving towel, and I think they're made that way so you could buy a bunch of them, use them, and then as they kind of wear away, then you can, as Jackpot suggested, you can use them for some other household chore, like washing the car, something like that, and then finally toss them away when they've really worn out to where you can't use them anymore. But yeah, they are a really, really terrific barber towel, and I will have a link to it below. I bought them on Amazon. Oh, let me just show you the label again so you know what brand they are. Diane Fromm, right there. Diane Fromm. That's what they are right there. Okay? You can get that name right there. Okay, so that's what they are, Diane Fromm barber towel. And again, they don't retain a lot of heat. When I bring them out of my hot towel cabinet, they don't retain a lot of heat. The thicker towels really retain a lot of heat. And if you've seen me shave, do a hot towel with a thicker towel, after I take it off, my face is really red. But the thicker towels retain the heat and really, really do a nice job. But these thinner towels give me enough prep from the hot towel cabinet and allows me to move the shave along a little more quickly. So I like them both, and I kind of go back and forth. And I'm kind of deciding which one is best to use in the hot towel cabinet. And really, I go back and forth depending on how I'm going to go about the shave, that sort of thing. So Jackpot, thanks very much for the suggestion on the barber towels. Repurposing. We always talk about repurposing, and this is a nice idea to repurpose this towel after they've worn out their usefulness for the traditional wet shave. Al Spencer wrote, this is about witch hazel. Mark, interesting read, and he passed along a link to pauluschoice.com where they were giving advice on witch hazel. Now, I will link this below, and we talked about this on Second Cup, and this article, blog post, if you will, talks about witch hazel. And they're asking the question, is witch hazel good for skin? Now, this article, when you read it, it looks like they lean towards the side of, it's not that great. I'm telling you, it was great for this blemish. It really was. I really enjoy it post-shave. But they answer such questions as, what is witch hazel? What is witch hazel used for? Is witch hazel good for the skin? Can witch hazel dry out skin? Is it a good toner? That sort of. Is witch hazel good for acne? Let's go to this one right here. Is witch hazel good for acne? A lot of people wonder if witch hazel can clear up acne on the face or body. It's commonly thought that because witch hazel has astringent properties, it can dry up acne. However, acne isn't about skin being wet, so drying it with astringent ingredients won't help. In truth, the irritation caused by the witch hazel can make blemishes worse. Well, wasn't my experience at all. It's gotten better for me, okay? I guess it's your mileage may vary. Like anything else with the traditional wet shave, I am enjoying witch hazel. And they do talk about benefits here. And they're saying that witch hazel is good for bug bites and stings, hemorrhoids, bruises, poison oak, and poison ivy. Again, I will link the article. You can read it and decide for yourself. Again, I think it's a your mileage may vary kind of thing. But as I mentioned in Second Cup, I'm beginning to think that witch hazel, the discussion about witch hazel is a lot like what we've heard about eggs and coffee. At one point, eggs were bad for you. Now all of a sudden, they're great for you. Eat as many eggs as you can. And then there was a time when coffee was bad. Coffee's no good. And now they're touting many health benefits from coffee. And of course, there's this ebb and flow. It goes back and forth. And perhaps witch hazel falls in the same category. I know the alum block falls into that category too. There are a lot of people out there who say alum block is no good, and other people swear by it. And I'm one of them. I use the alum block post-shave after every shave. I find great benefit in it. So again, so your mileage may vary. Check out the article. You can decide for yourself. But my thanks to Al Spencer for passing along. Thanks very much, Al. Really, really do appreciate it. Paul DeJardin wrote, "Good morning, Mark. Keith had a great tip. If I may add, you can add an elastic band to the other end of the alum block for a better grip, almost like a small shave brush in effect." Now, this is in regard to the shave tip that Keith Osmond passed along, where he said he's not using an alum block on this large surface area right here. He's taking off, if it comes with a band like this, if it has a band, he's taking the band off like I've just done here with the Phoenix Shaving alum block here. He's taking it off and he's holding the entire body of the alum block, and he's using the end right here, and he's using that to apply the alum, much like you would with an alum stick, like this one from Shave Nation that looks like that comes in a deodorant container, or this alum stick from Omega right here, which comes in a container like this that you screw off the top, and it sits in a base like that, and you wet the end there like that. So that was his tip, and I got some really, really nice reaction from viewers. And Paul is saying you could add a rubber band right here on the end, right here like this on the end. I'm just going to show you like this, and then that would add a little more grip, and then you could use this end here to apply the alum. So you know what? Not a bad tip. I mean, like, again, it resonated with a lot of viewers. Now, in regards to the shave stick, Joe Rouse wrote, the Omega stick that Mark showed, this one right here, this is the Omega stick here, as I showed you, can fall out of the handle if you don't leave it out to dry properly. Yeah, I can see that too, because not much of the stick is set into the base here, as you can see. So yeah, you would want to leave this out and let it dry properly. Shave Nation sells alum in the form of a deodorant stick, which is what I'm showing right here. I'm really surprised that no one else does this. It's a great way to address the grip issue and the attachment issues with the Omega alum sticks. Yeah, so here is the alum in a deodorant kind of container from Shave Nation, and that's it right there, and that is not a bad way. Now, I have noticed, though, I've used this, and I've noticed that after I wet it under the water and I rub it on my face, the water kind of gets trapped in the container here, and I have to shake this out a little bit through this adjustment knob and that sort of thing. So I don't know if that's not too big of a downside, but that's just something that I noticed. So yeah, this is also regarding the alum block being used on the end here. And this comes from Al Spencer again. "Hey, Mark, after hearing Keith Osmond's tip about using the end of the alum block instead of the large flat area, I had to try it. Wow, I'm changing my way of using PAA's alum block. I removed the non-slip grip band, but found the edges a little rough under the band. I took fine sandpaper and smoothed the edges, and it works great. You can get into places easier, and because there is a lot more surface area to hold on to, you have better control, and believe it or not, slippage does not seem to be a problem. I found the band is not needed. FYI, I cold rinse, do not dry, wet the alum block, and apply to my wet face. Thanks to Keith for sharing his way of using the alum block. Stay sharp, Al." Well, another vote for using the alum block in the way that Keith suggested. Now, me, I like using the, I'm not averse to using it in Keith's way, but I really like the no-slip grip. like this on the Phoenix shaving alum block. And I like all this large surface area right here, this flat surface area, the flat surface, the large flat surface, and all the surface area that it provides when I use the alum block. That's just me. I'm not averse to using it the other way. Perhaps I will down the road. But, I have other alum blocks that are similar shape, maybe a little smaller, and maybe I'll use those alum blocks using Keith's method. So thanks again to Keith for passing on a really, really neat shaving tip. Again, a lot of nice discussion from viewers regarding it. Ken Frederick wrote, the pearl hammer looks like something Thor would shave with. Yeah, we'll be talking about this again. This is the hammer right here. Yeah, it comes with 2 base plates, weighs more than 5 ounces. It really is a substantial razor. Why didn't I think of that? Yeah, it is definitely something Thor would shave with. Here it is right here. Check that out. That is really, really a substantial razor. Comes with the straight bar base plate and also an open comb base plate you see in the box. Also comes with O-rings, so you can have that sandwich between the base plate and the handle, as I do right here. Yeah, it really is a really, really substantial razor. Something Thor would definitely use. Viewer Shane DM wrote the following. You probably have heard this before, but you bear a resemblance to the late author John Updike. To be honest with you, Shane, I've never heard that before. I've never heard that before. When I was a kid, Mrs. Bear across the street said I look like Danny Kaye, but I've never heard that I bear any kind of resemblance to John Updike. As a matter of fact, I'm not sure I've seen many photos of John Updike, but I'll have to look up his photo and see if it's like looking in the mirror for me. But I've never heard that before. But thank you very much. I'll take that as a compliment. Viewer Mike H wrote, great Monday morning mailbag. Thank you. Wonderful product updates and shaving tips. I did go ahead and order the Wolfman Gorilla Razor you mentioned last week. It definitely was a considered purchase, but I'm confident it will be worth it. It should arrive this week, and I'm looking forward to shaving with it. Also, I would like to second the recommendation from Mark Bagwell for the Sterling Pre-Shave Oil and Body Lotion. I used the unscented pre-shave oil for many years, pre-PAA Cube 2.0, and still use it almost daily as a mustache oil. The unscented body lotion was recently made available, and I use it daily as a hand lotion. I just placed a second order because it works so well. Well, have a great start to your week. Be safe and be well, Mark. Best regards, as always, Mike. Well, Mike, thanks very, very much for that. Mark Bagwell mentioned how great the Sterling pre-shave oils are and the body lotions. So here is Mike confirming that. Thank you very, very much, Mike. Really, really do appreciate it. So, folks, we'll have links again below to Sterling Soap Company. Check out not only their shave soaps, but their pre-shave oils and their body lotions. 2 viewers, give it a big, big thumbs up. This comment came from viewer Steve M. Interesting take on Twee versus Sharp-Dressed Man. Your enthusiasm really shines through. I could see you were excited to show the pearl hammer. Great video. Have a great week. Yeah, the folks at Pearl Shaving, truth be told, I guess I can talk about it now. The folks at Pearl Shaving sent me this razor along with a couple of others, and they said, look, you can't talk about the pearl hammer. You cannot talk about the hammer. We're setting up a launch date, and we're trying to get things, coordinated with marketing it and that sort of thing. So just, let us know how you like it. We'd like you to do a review and get it ready for our launch date and that sort of thing, which is what I did. So, I've kind of had it under wraps because they asked me to keep it under wraps. I wanted to honor their request. And I was really excited to show it to you on the Monday morning mailbag and the day that it launched. And I asked them, look, you're launching it on Wednesday the 15th, and Monday the 13th is the Monday morning mailbag. Can I talk about it on Monday? And they said, yeah, you can go ahead and do that. So I was really happy about that. So I got to talk about it twice in a week on the Monday morning mailbag and also on the launch date, which was Wednesday, by posting the review. So yeah, thanks for your comments, Steve. I really, really do appreciate it. And yeah, Twee versus Sharp Dressed Man, I hope you saw that. Either one was great for St. Patrick's Day and also perfect for the entire month of March. Los the Guy, L-O-S the Guy, he wrote, I want to try PAA so bad. I've only tried Gillette and Assured safety razors. Well, you know what? Phoenix Shaving, PAA, also known as Phoenix Shaving, they offer some wonderful, wonderful safety razors. And my recommendation to you would be, well, here, you know what? Let me get it. Hang on. I'll be right back. Hang on. Okay. I try to put all this stuff out in front of me so I can pick it up as I'm talking, and I forgot to set this one down. So my apologies. But here it is. If I have to recommend one razor from Phoenix Shaving, it would be the Ascension Select. This is absolutely beautiful. It has gunmetal plating. It has a stainless steel handle. It has an adjustable zinc alloy head. This is the exact geometry as the Ascension, stainless steel Ascension, copper Ascension. It is absolutely wonderful. It is beautifully plated. It also has the removable flare tip here, so you can add different color flare tips. I've got the red one on here, and it just looks terrific. It just really, really pops. Or you can just take off the flare tip and use it as a shorter handled razor if you want to. Twist adjustability, absolutely wonderful. So this one does ship with a buffer ring or two, and I think it ships with two nylon buffer rings. I got a black one right there. And that is really nice because that allows you to twist it open a little more and adjust the blade gap. Now, the way this works, the way the Ascension razors work, is that when you load a blade in there, the blade actually acts as a spring. It actually has causes some force and tension within the razor head that keeps everything stable. So that allows you to twist this handle and open up the blade gap, and everything stays stable because that razor blade is acting as a spring, so to speak. It has force on that razor head, and everything stays nice and stable. So you can actually use this as you would an adjustable razor, so to speak. So you can open up the blade gap a little bit more if you want to increase the aggression a little bit. So I usually will start a first pass almost to a quarter of a turn on the handle. But if it's 1 day's worth of beard growth, maybe a little less than a quarter of a turn. If it's 2 days worth of beard growth, then I'll open it up a quarter of a turn. And then my second pass will be maybe an eighth of a turn or a 16th of a turn. And my third pass, if I need one, it'll be snugged up all the way, and that's at its mildest setting. So if I had to recommend one razor from Phoenix Shaving, it would be the Ascension Select. Great gunmetal plating, stainless steel handle, zinc alloy head. It is beautifully finished, flare tip, so you can change out the color flare tip if you want to. Wonderful, wonderful weight, twist adjustability. The plating on the razor head is terrific. It just delivers a wonderful, wonderful smooth shave. Like it a lot. So the Ascension Select, that's what I would go with. If I had to recommend one razor, only one razor from Phoenix Shaving would be this one, because you have the twist adjustability, the stainless steel handle, the flare tip, and it comes in at a really nice price point. So yeah, that's the one I would recommend. So yeah, if you're looking for something Los the Guy, a razor to try from Phoenix Shaving, the Ascension Select, that's the one I recommend. And Alex K wrote, my 4-year-old son wakes up early to make sure he doesn't miss watching me shave. His first words in the morning are, have you shaved yet? As he doesn't want to miss the show. Absolutely fantastic, Alex, because we talked about these great family connections through shaving gear and the memories that we have growing up, watching our dads shave. I remember being about that age, 4 and 5 years old, and walking past the bathroom and seeing my father shave, standing at the bathroom sink in front of the mirror and having a shave, usually getting ready to take my mom out on a Saturday night. They would go to maybe a dinner and a show, something like that. Yeah, I absolutely remember that. I treasure those memories. And it looks like you're making some great, great memories with your 4-year-old son as well, Alex. Thanks very, very much. And that wraps up another refill segment for this week. Thanks very much to everyone who contributed. Really do appreciate it. We'll do it again next week. Okay, let's check out some new wet shaving gear. Okay, want to remind you of 2 shave soap seasonal releases from Phoenix Shaving, and that would be Twee, which is an homage to green Irish tweed, and Enlightener Well, which is an homage to, well, it's not an homage to Irish summer, it's not an homage to Irish winter, it's not an homage to Irish fall. Well, you know what it's an homage to. Anyhow, these are seasonal releases, and they're available right now on the Phoenix Shaving website. So Twee, which is absolutely fantastic scent, green Irish tweed, really, really marvelous scent, and also Enlightener Well. Both are terrific. They're still available as of the shooting of this video right now. So it's a seasonal release if you're interested in getting either one of these. Great for St. Patrick's Day. Absolutely. We did 2 shaves. We did one with Twee and one with Enlightener Well before St. Patrick's Day. Well, actually, we did Enlightener Well before St. Patrick's Day and Twee on St. Patrick's Day. That's when the video ran. And really terrific, terrific seasonal shave soaps for the month of March, St. Patrick's Day, the coming of spring, that sort of thing. Absolutely fantastic. Available right now on Phoenix Shaving. Want to mention this to you again as a reminder in case you missed those reviews, or if perhaps you're sitting on the fence regarding them, because they are seasonal releases. I don't know how much longer they're going to be available, but I did want to remind you of them because they're still up there and they really are terrific. So check them out again from Phoenix Shaving, Twee and Enlightener Well. Well, I have a really, really special shave soap to show you this morning. This came courtesy of viewer Jamie Horn. Jamie, thank you very, very much. It's from the folks at Abate e La Mantia right here. Here it is out of Tuscany, Italy. Jamie very, very kindly sent this along. You open this up and there is a card in there for their Monet formula shave soap. Here it is right here. I'll let you get a screenshot of that. And as it says here, saffron extract, Italian rose hip, wild rose berries are a source of vitamin C in a concentration up to 100 times higher than in citrus fruits. Antioxidant power repairs the action of free radicals. They contain natural acids with a soothing and moisturizing effect. Olfactory principles here, water lily. Right here, let's get a screenshot of this again. This is absolutely fantastic. There is more information on the back regarding their formula. I'll let you get a screenshot of that also so you can read that. Just freeze frame and you can read all about it. Absolutely fantastic. Here it is right here. Look at that. The presentation, the box is absolutely wonderful how they have it all presented here. But here it is right here, Monet Shave Soap. Look at that, made in Tuscany, Italy. This is a nod to Claude Monet's gardens. And absolutely fantastic, fantastic scent. Oh, that is wonderful. That is really wonderful. We haven't used it yet. I wanted to show it to you before I did the review. And as Maggard Razors writes on their product page regarding this, it's their new formula, 100% organic and vegetable, a wonderful stroll through Claude Monet's gardens, the pink house in the small town of Giverny, north of Paris. Source of inspiration for the painter who most sought the instant impression suggested by nature, we too have decided to dedicate our first formula to this wonderful walk among the flowers for the bridges of the most famous garden in the history of Western art. The first Italian organic and vegetable shaving soap, but organic that works. Olfactory, this is the olfactory right here that they're writing about. A lake that becomes a garden, water and petals, brackish and a warm night. Sensual, having soft skin that smells of ancient flowers and feeling intensely virile. active. Rosehip berries are a source of vitamin C in a concentration up to 100 times higher than citrus fruits. Antioxidant power repairs the action of free radicals, contains natural acids with smoothing and moisturizing effects. Yeah, this is really something. You go through the product pages of the various sellers online and also this card, and you know that you are in for an absolute treat with this shaving soap. I happened to come across New England Shaving, their webpage, and they wrote, Monet shaving soap is 100% organic and vegetarian. The shaving soap brings you to the wonderful garden of Claude Monet's estate, the pink house in the small town of Giverny, north of Paris. As his gardens were the source of inspiration for the painter with his magnificent impressions of the nature, this shaving soap is dedicated to a marvelous walk among the flowers and over the bridges of the most famous garden in the history of Western art. Feels like a lake that becomes a garden, water and petals, a brackish smell, and a warm night. Yeah, absolutely fantastic. They continue here, shaving a soft skin that smells of ancient flowers and feeling incredible virile. Strange? Try it out. The wild rose berries are a source of vitamin C in a concentration up to 100 times higher than in citrus fruits, provides antioxidant power to repair the effects of free radicals, and the natural acids create a smoothing and moisturizing effect. Now, here's what they add that was not on the Maggard page. Since more than 7,000 years, saffron is considered to be the elixir of youth. And it's made in Tuscany, Italy. And you can see right here that their Monet formula contains saffron extract. So I am really, really looking forward to trying out this shave soap. Again, it's from the folks at Abate e La Mantia out of Tuscany, Italy. I'll show you the box one more time. Here it is right here. And here is the shave soap in its tin, Monet. And I am really looking forward to using this and reviewing it. Thanks, my sincere thanks to Jamie Horn for passing this along. Really, really do appreciate it. Very, very excited to use this shave soap. Folks, I'll have links below to Maggard Razors where you can find this, and also New England Shaving. And if I come across other online sellers, I will definitely link those as well. Monet shave soap from the folks at Abate e La Mantia out of Tuscany, Italy. Absolutely fantastic. My thanks again to viewer Jamie Horn. Well, earlier we were talking about shaving towels, and viewer Steve M. passed this along. I like a nice thick towel for post-shave. The Razor Company Thick Blue Towel is really nice. I spray on a mist of witch hazel during my post-shave. Enjoy the weekend. Well, this is called the TRC Thick Blue Towel from the Razor Company. And as they write here on their product page, this is the TRC Blue Premium Ultra Thick Microfiber Shave Towel. Finish your morning shave with TRC's Premium Ultra Thick Microfiber Shave Towels, now in TRC Blue. This microfiber towel is one of the thickest, softest, and most absorbent shave towels on the market. The densely packed, extra long fibers of this heavy-duty blue microfiber towel makes it a real pleasure to use while shaving. Get yours today. It's 16 by 16. It is in this beautiful, beautiful blue color, and $16.99 from the Razor Company. The TRC Blue Premium Ultra Thick Microfiber Shave Towel. Steve, thanks very, very much for giving us a heads up on this one. Really, really do appreciate it. Well, speaking of the Razor Company, I recently received an email from them announcing 2 new shave soaps from Barrister and Mann. The first one is called Rhapsody. And as they write on the product page, in the mid-1980s, the House of Nikolai released a beautiful, stately fragrance for men under the name New York, Bright and citrusy, but with distinct floral and spicy elements, it soon became a favorite among men of wealth, power, and prestige. Well, Rhapsody was inspired by that fragrance, New York, and you can read the details on the product page regarding this particular scent. It's a new release from Barrister and Mann. They also have another one called Red Letter Day. Now, Red Letter Day shaving soap is a scent created by Democratic Process. They solicited, as you read on the product page there, and I'm just going to paraphrase, they solicited their customers as to what scent notes they would like to have in a shave soap, and they kind of combined that and came up with Red Letter Day. I'll also link to that one on the Razor Company, and you can read more about it on their product page. But two new shave soaps from Barrister and Mann, Rhapsody and Red Letter Day. Are you looking for a new lathering bowl? Well, the folks at Fine Accoutrements have one, and Mr. Fine himself, Todd Cerami, passed along this video to talk about all the great features of the Fine Accoutrements Lathering Bowl.
Mr. Fine here with a brief introduction to the Fine Shaving Lather Bowl. This bowl is actually the first mass-produced bowl designed specifically for creating a shaving lather. So we put a lot of thought into the design. It's wide enough to work your lather easily, but low enough where you're not constantly banging your brush against it. It's got this easy grip handle that wraps your thumb with an integrated brush holder right on top of it. It also features these aerating ribs for quick lather making and lather contrasting colors for good inspection of your lather progress. Finally, it's easily wall mountable for convenient storage. So I think you'll agree we covered all the bases on this one. Give it a try and hopefully you'll see why we say nothing beats a fine shave.
As you can see, a lot of thought went into the Fine Accoutrements Lathering Bowl. It's absolutely wonderful. Comes in at a really, really nice price point. We'll have links below if you're interested. My thanks again to the folks at Fine Accoutrements and Mr. Fine himself for allowing me to share that video with all the viewers. Well, I'm dropping in at the very last minute because something arrived late in the mail and I wanted to make sure to share it with you on this broadcast of the Monday Morning Mailbag. This has been something that has been a long time waiting for, as I understand it, and it's finally here from Phoenix Shaving, brand new from Phoenix Shaving, soon to be released. Here it is, Thought Forms. What an absolutely outstanding scent, and there's a very interesting backstory to this. Let me give you the scent notes. Right now, this is absolutely wonderful. Very excited to show it to you. And check out the label art before we give you the scent notes, okay? A two-headed fire-breathing dragon and a flying saucer. What's not to love, huh? Absolutely. Check out the scent notes. Citrus, basil, menthol, floral, rose, spice, green amber, cedar, patchouli, and woody. Absolutely fantastic. And the information followed my receiving the product, and my thanks to Doug, Fran, Huxley, and everyone at Phoenix Shaving for sending Thought Forms to the channel. As I say, there was a little notice in there saying information to follow, and I received it this morning, which is why I'm dropping this in at the very last minute. And as Douglas writes here, finally, Thought Forms is available. Thought Forms is a collaboration with Dave Johnson of YouTube's Fragrance Brothers channel. Well, kinda. He continues here, close to 2 years ago, Dave reached out to us with a scent idea, Hot Rocks, meaning he wanted us to create a blend that brought Hot Rocks to mind. I liked the idea and set to work, kind of. Now, it was very, very busy time for Douglas, and he had a lot of traveling already scheduled. So the idea Hot Rocks evolved into something completely different. And as he writes here, I suddenly found myself on the Inca Trail hiking up to Machu Picchu. 2 weeks later in the days, I was in southern France, stumbling over the Pyrenees into Spain. Then I found myself hiking across northern Spain onto the west coast of what the ancients called Finisterre, or the end of the world. At that time, it truly was the end of the world as man knew it. A few weeks later, I was observing the summer solstice at Stonehenge, and shortly after that, looking for hagstones on the beach in Hastings, England. Local folklore made it very clear that in order to leave Hastings, one must find one of these stones. I found two. My point is, I totally did not have my head in the Hot Rocks game anymore. So he kind of went off script and he said, and he writes here, again, totally went off script and set to work on the opposite of hot rocks, cold rocks, possibly cold, wet rocks. Suddenly we are in a damp, old, mysterious, foggy Britain. At least that's where it seemed to end up. There may be elements of the clouded tops of the Pyrenees and the vaporous, moody, glistening Galician landscape of northwestern Spain as well. Whatever the case may be, it's definitely not hot rocks. So I apologize to both Dave and the universe for what hath transpired. Great news, though. Dave loved it. Thought forms. It really is a fantastic scent. And to wrap up, Douglas writes here, cold, wet rocks, you say? I can hear you asking, and the answer is a resounding no. That was a legit question, however. We do have a history of that sort of thing. No. Thought forms is not that at all, but it is a cool scent when it comes to its energetics. An in-between scent, an unending winter into a spring scent. Sun setting later, early blooming flowers on the breeze scent. Heck, you can wear thought forms into summer and fall as well, sort of scent. Absolutely. It touches all those bases. Yeah, I would definitely say this is a year-round scent, but boy, now that spring is here, this is absolutely perfect for the beginning of spring. It's going to be dropping soon. It's going to be released very, very soon. I'm not sure of the date. I did want to make you aware of it. It's available as a bundle. I have the CK6 bundle here. Of course, you know how much I love CK6 and how great it lathers, the protection that it offers. But this scent really is an absolutely wonderful, wonderful scent. So my thanks to Doug, Fran, Huxley, and everyone at Phoenix Shaving again for allowing me to share this with all the viewers. We're going to get a review done on this. Thought Forms, really a wonderful, wonderful scent. Check it out. Check out their page. Get their app. And, monitor for the release of this because it's coming very, very soon. From Phoenix Shaving, Thought Forms. And that wraps up another new wet shaving gear segment for this week. Thanks very much to everyone who contributed. Really do appreciate it. We'll do it again next week. Okay, well, let's get to some of these questions and comments. Okay, viewer Okie Dokie left the following question and comment on a video review I did of Pearl Shaving's The Hammer Razor. This is their latest razor that they just launched on March 15th. I did a review on March 15th of this razor. It is very, very substantial. We mentioned this razor earlier in the show. This is something that Thor would use because it is quite hefty. I mean, it's over 5 ounces in weight. So there is a lot of heft to it, and it really delivers a very, very efficient shave. But we'll get to that in just a moment. Here is Okie Dokie's question and comment. Nice shave, Mark. Now that you have tried a number of razors by Pearl Shaving, how would you rate the efficiency/aggression of the below razors on a relative basis? The Pearl Flexi, the Pearl Blaze, the Pearl K2, the Pearl Hammer, the Pearl L55. I'm also going to add the Pearl SHD-24 because I also reviewed that razor. Now, of course, this is going to be a your mileage may vary kind of answer. And I'm going to try to take these razors from how I experienced them from the more aggressive to the milder end of the spectrum. So kicking it off would be the Pearl Hammer. This comes with 2 base plates, a straight bar base plate and an open comb base plate. It is 100% solid brass. The cap, base plate, and handle completely brass, is beautifully plated with a beautiful satin finish. And again, very, very substantial, over 5 ounces in weight. And check out the review as I talk about all the specs and that sort of thing. But it is a very substantial razor. They were telling me, the folks at Pearl Shaving were telling me that the blade gap with the straight bar plate is a 0.80 blade gap. Now, I know there are a lot of other factors that come into play when you rate the aggressiveness of a razor. As I recall mentioning, the Game Changer from Razor Rock, their more aggressive version of the Game Changer, is a 0.84 blade gap. This is a 0.80 here on the hammer, and that was quite aggressive for me. I would not consider this a razor as a daily driver for me. I really had to lighten up on the touch. It gave me an exceptionally smooth shave, very, very close shave, and it really is more on the aggressive side, but there is something there about Pearl razors, Pearl shaving razors across the board. They deliver a real nice smoothness. I can't explain it. So I really did lighten up on my touch, and I found this to be very, very efficient. It is on the aggressive side, but the aggressiveness is not harsh. I think I can say that safely for all the Pearl shaving razors. There is not a harshness to the aggressive quality if the aggression is on the upper side, so to speak. There is a nice smoothness there, so it's not harsh. But Pearl Hammer, yeah, this is definitely at the top of the list as far as efficiency and aggression. I had to really lighten up on my touch. A very, very heavy razor. And of course, again, it comes with two base plates, open comb and straight bar. And the folks at Pearl tell me that the open comb is more aggressive than the straight bar, just so you know. Next in line would be the Pearl Flexi. Pearl Flexi is an absolutely wonderful adjustable razor. It adjusts from 1 to 6. It comes with a stand, and the stand has a nice rubberized base, so it's not going to slide around on your sink counter at all. Again, nice heft to it. I think this adjustable razor is tuned to the more aggressive side. I probably won't use this above 3.5 for me. I find that 3.5 is probably the top end of this razor for me. There are some other viewers who have this razor who have mentioned to me in emails and other messages that, yeah, they found this to be a little more aggressive on the upper register. And some of them are like me and enjoy a milder razor, so they're not going to turn it up higher than, say, 3.5. At least that's been my experience. I won't turn it up higher than 3.5. And I find that the efficiency is very, very good at the 3.5 level. It delivers a nice, wonderful, smooth shave. Again, I really like this razor a lot. But again, as long as I don't turn it above 3.5, the Pearl Flexi and I will get along just fine. And really, the efficiency at 1 through 3 to 3.5 on this razor is very, very good. I really like it a lot. Nice, positive blade feel from that razor. The next razor up is the Pearl Blaze. I believe this is also 100% brass, cap, base plate, and handle. This was a wonderful, wonderful razor. This is right there in the middle. I would say it's neutral down towards the lower end. Probably, I would say mild, medium aggression, somewhere in there. Also, other users of the Pearl Blaze have told me that the shaving angle isn't really 30 degrees, it's a little more shallow. And I have done it that way and really have gotten some really nice results with it. I just absolutely love the handle, the knurling on the handle. It is a 3-piece razor. It comes with buffer rings. It comes with razor blade. But yeah, this is a terrific, terrific razor. I like the heft of it. Very, very smooth. The thing that I would hope that they would do down the road is I think the corners of the base plate here are a little too pointed. A little too pointed. You might feel that a little bit, thinking that maybe the razor blade gave you a little bit of a bite. It's actually the corner of this razor head. It's happened to me once or twice. Hasn't happened recently. I used it this past week. It delivered an absolutely fantastic, close, smooth, efficient shave. So this is more agreeable to me than, say, the hammer as far as a daily driver. I can use this as a daily driver and really get a really nice shave from it. really, really like the Pearl Blaze a lot. It's a very, very good razor. It is about $40, $45, somewhere in there. So it is a little more substantial in price than the other razors I'm about to show you from Pearl Shaving. These are a little more affordable, and they are milder, a bit milder than the Pearl Blaze. However, again, the Pearl Blaze is not harsh, has a really nice, smooth efficiency to it. So I would say it's not that much more aggressive than the razors I'm about to show you. First up is the antique brass SHD-24 razor from Pearl Shaving. Boy, it has this great ornate, very, very decorative, but highly functional handle right here. All these flats on there, they just kind of capture the light. Really terrific. Nice, mild razor. Very, very mild, very, very smooth. The razor head is made from zinc alloy. It's not Zamac, it's zinc alloy. And I gotta tell you, I have not compared the weight of on a scale of these razor heads to that of, say, Edwin Jagger or Merkur or Mueller. But for some reason, these razor heads, the base plate and the cap, feel a little more substantial to me than the Edwin Jagger, Mueller, and Merkur razor heads. Maybe it's just me. I'm going to have to put them on a scale and actually weigh them. But for some reason, they do feel more substantial. And Pearl Shaving makes a point of saying it's not Zamac, it's zinc alloy. They make that distinction on their product pages. But this was an absolutely wonderful, wonderful razor. I absolutely love the handle. Delivers a nice, mild, smooth shave. Now, initially, I thought the SHD-24 was a little more aggressive or a little more efficient than the L55. I think they're probably using the same razor head, to be perfectly honest with you. And I think the only difference is obviously the handle. The SHD-24 is a solid brass handle, as is the L55. The L55 is a solid brass handle, and again, zinc alloy plated razor head like the SHD-24 I just showed you. This handle on the L55 is more traditional. It has this very, very tight knurling with some fluting cut in there, offers a really, really nice grip, and it's a solid brass handle. The handle itself is worth the price of admission. Viewer Alex Lopez very, very kindly sent along a timeless razor that he said, Mark, I think you'll enjoy this. I've reviewed this. I'm still trying to get it edited. It really did deliver a nice shave, but the thing is, Alex attached it to the exact same handle that the L55 is. It's the exact same handle, and look how that timeless brass razor head matches up so nicely. No, it's not. It's a bronze razor head. The timeless bronze razor head matches up so nicely with the Pearl Shaving brass handle. So really, the L55 with its traditional brass handle is marvelous, nice, mild shave, but for some reason you want something with a little more growl, you can always take the razor head off and put something else on, because this handle is a solid brass handle. It looks great, it handles great, it's got some great knurling, so it really is terrific. Like it a lot, but the SHD-24 and the L55, I think, give comparable shaves. Your mileage may vary. You might see a slight difference between the two of them. I thought I did initially. I'm going to reconsider that. I think they're very, very close. And lastly, we have the Pearl Shaving K2, which is a really unique kind of three-piece razor with a really unique razor head. It delivers a nice, mild shave, and of course, this razor head is really, really different. The alignment of the blade, as I recall, was spot on and perfect. And it comes with two handles, a long handle and also a short handle. And the short handle really does change up the shave. Again, it's a nice, mild shave, very nicely efficient, and this could be a daily driver for me. This is also something I would throw in a dop kit and travel with. If you want to save a little space, you can use the shorter handle. With the shorter handle, the razor head does feel a little bit larger, because the weight of the razor head, again, is quite substantial. And again, they make the claim that the razor heads are made from zinc alloy. So there is a little more weight there. So the weight of the razor head is a little forward, even with the longer handle. But it really delivers a nice shave. Let me get that handle before the short handle almost rolled off the table. But it really delivers a really, really wonderful shave. I like the slender feel to it. And this pattern that is carved, or I don't know how this is actually etched in here. It's got the Pearl name right there on the handle. I'll show that to you right there. Okay. That really affords a nice grip. I can feel it's really has a nice stickiness to it as your fingers kind of lay into those patterns there. So really terrific. I like the slender feel of this handle. Few viewers out there have the K2. They like it a lot. Overall, the packaging and presentation from Pearl is very, very good. When you get something like the Flexi, it comes in a great, great box like this with a magnetic latch. A magnetic latch like that. Let's see, I'll show it to you. Here. So it's got a nice magnetic latch. I don't know if you can hear that. Right there like that. They have some nice information with it and, that sort of thing. Pearl Blaze comes with this kind of a sleeve packaging here and a nice product card where you can register it. It has a serial number, that sort of thing, and it comes with blades, and that's where you would have your handle and your razor head and buffer rings and the polishing cloth and some nice touches. And I really enjoyed the Blaze, and I liked all the razors. And as Mark Bagwell pointed out regarding the L55, it's like $20, $23, something like that, as is the SHD-24 antique brass razor from Pearl. They're less than $24 is what I'm saying. Great razors, nice mild approach from them. Either of these razors are fantastic. You can give these away as Christmas gifts if you want to, because they come in at nice price points. And these razors here would be perfect for beginners. Really, really terrific. So I like the Pearl shaving products. I really do. I think they're terrific razors. And again, that's kind of my lay of the land, so to speak, from the razors that are on the aggressive side to the mild side. And that's kind of how I see it. Again, your mileage may vary. Just know that the Pearl Hammer, for me, was really, I had to lighten up on my touch, and it's not going to be a daily driver for me. I'll have to shave with it a few more times and see how things go. But if I adjust my technique, perhaps. But my initial thinking is, man, that's just going to be like 2 days, 3 days worth of beard growth with the straight bar and maybe a whole week for the open comb. And lighten up on the touch and really watch my technique. Pearl Flexi, that's great as long as I don't go above 3.5. The Pearl Blaze, wonderful, smooth shaver. Probably right there in a neutral position, maybe a little bit lower. And of course, the L55 and the SHD-24, really, really mild razors. Those would be daily drivers for me, as would be the K2. So I hope that kind of gives you an overview of the Pearl shaving product line. Again, your mileage may vary. Any of these are really, really good purchases. If you have a demanding beard, the Flexi and the Hammer. If you're like me, you're fair-skinned, and you look to a milder razor, the Blaze, the L55, the SHD-24, and the K2. Thanks again for the question and comment. Okie dokie. Really, really do appreciate it. Viewer Wally Pankowski and I have been exchanging a few emails because he has just gotten into the traditional wet shave, and he had a question regarding the Simpson T3 shaving brush, and he wrote, Mark, I just bought the T3, but I'm having trouble finding a stand for the brush and the Rockwell T2 razor. Do you have any suggestions? Well, the stand that I have, it seems to work fairly well with a lot of brushes and a lot of razors, is the Vikings Blade Admiral razor and brush stand. This is stainless steel. It is very, very well made. It has a nice base, and it does a fairly good job. Now, the T2 stainless steel razor fits on there very, very nicely, very, very well, as you can see there. The T3, not so much. The T3 it's not going to really, it might sit there on the edge there a little bit like that, but the knot is not really going to, you can maybe just look at that. I could just fit that in there. It is kind of a tight fit though. You have to kind of get it, and so you're not going to damage any of the hair. So it is kind of a tight fit, but this is the beauty of synthetic brushes like the T3, in that if you clean them after your shave and you give them some really, really good vigorous shakes and you buff them with a towel, you can just really stand them up like that on their base and they'll be fine. This is the old debate of whether you hang a synthetic brush or stand it up. There are some wet shavers who just will clean the synthetic brush and give it a good cleaning, give it a good rinsing and a good drying, and then just stand it on its base, and then it's okay for the next shave. So you might consider just doing that with the T3. Truth be told, that's what I'm doing with my T3 as well. Mark Bagwell also noted that Simpson T3s are selling like crazy. And he predicted that to me in a message. He said, boy, this is going to be a really, really popular brush for them. And it is proving to be that, absolutely. And this ebony-handled T3 was sent to the channel very, very kindly by Mark Bagwell. Mark, thank you again very, very much. And you're correct. The T3 has proven to be a very, very popular synthetic brush among wet shaving enthusiasts out there. Wally also passed along this. I just had my first shave with the new Rockwell T2 stainless steel. It was great, but it took a bit of time to figure out the right setting for me. I guess a couple of more shaves will help me. Rockwell sent me their shave cream. I did a face lather after using the Parasso pre-shave. It was okay, but I think I preferred the Taylor of Old Bond Street Sandalwood. I will try it again. You are so right. Changing things up is exciting. I am a 74-year-old kid again with this wet shaving routine. People like you helping makes it all the more fun. I initially used Cremo as the main shave cream. Didn't like it. I will try it as a pre-shave. So far, I have only done face lathers since I don't have a bowl that works. Which do you prefer? Again, many thanks for taking the time to help. Yeah, Wally, my pleasure. The T2 is an absolutely fantastic razor. The T2 and the T2 in stainless steel, absolutely wonderful. I'm so glad you're enjoying the shaves that you're getting from the T2. As far as lathering bowls, well, we talked about the fine lathering bowl earlier in the show. That one seems to have some very, very good features. The things I would look for in a lathering bowl are the interior ridges or raised areas that allow you to generate a little more lather, a little more quickly. That's always a good feature to have. The Starry Night lathering bowl that Beth Jones very kindly sent along has some great interior bumps that really help to generate a lather very, very quickly. The Paul Gruner lathering bowl that I've used that came from viewer Jimmy V, that also has some nice interior ridges in there. The shave bowl that came from, the Shave Nation shave bowl that came from viewer Bill Murphy has that little pocket in the bottom that allows you to pick up soap and build a lather. That really is kind of a neat design. That's a really nice lathering bowl too. I think the key here is, regardless of the lathering bowl you use, is understanding the water to soap, water to shave cream ratio, and being able to shift gears going from shave soap to shave cream to shave soap. That's kind of been my experience. Now, the way I approached bowl lathering was early on in my wet shaving journey, I just used thrift store shaving bowls. I went to Goodwill and I found some bowls that would make a good lathering bowl, and I kind of used that. They seemed to work okay and gave me a little bit of an understanding, but I think that lathering bowls that have a little bit of a texture on the inside really, really do help generate lather. And I also think understanding the correct water to soap ratio or water to shave cream ratio really helps in generating that wonderful, thick, creamy, yogurty texture that you want from a shave cream, that you want in your lather. So that comes from just doing it over and over and over again, trial and error, and just kind of learning the feel. Now I kind of have a feel. I kind of have a feel for how various soaps tallow, non-tallow, and how various shave creams, what I can kind of expect. It really does come down, you can kind of feel it. That's been my experience. But just jump in and start bowl lathering. And I must say, viewers on this channel, because I was doing a lot of face lathering, viewers on this channel really said to me, we're gonna make a bowl latherer out of you, and they absolutely certainly have. I love doing the bowl lather, and I find that it is really, I think it's superior to face lathering now. I really do. That's been part of my wet shaving journey. But face lathering is fine. You can also kind of gauge the water to soap ratio when you're doing a face lather. But yeah, just doing the bowl lather and just doing it over and over and over again, it'll just come to you. The rhythm will come to you. The correct ratio will come to you. You'll begin to understand. You'll get that feel of how to develop the correct consistency, when to add water, when not to add water, that sort of thing. That's kind of been my experience. So if you're going to start out with a bowl, any lathering bowl, make sure it has a little bit of texture in there, and that you get a little bit of resistance, so it helps generate lather more quickly. Also, a good synthetic brush. And as we mentioned, the T3 is a great synthetic brush. So I think you're using a very, very good shaving brush. Just pair it up with a nice shaving bowl that has some good texturing in there, a little bit of resistance, and you're going to be bowl lathering like a pro before you know it. So Wally, I hope that helps. Now, before I forget, Wally owns a cigar shop. And it's Our Cigars out of Clayton, Missouri. And his phone number is 314-727-5667. And because we exchanged some emails and I kind of shared some things with him regarding the wet shave, he wrote and said, I thought it would be good if we offered your listeners and viewers a 10% discount off our already low prices. This would be an introductory offer only. All they have to do is call the store and tell us they heard about us on the 3MB show, the Monday Morning Mailbag show, and we would apply the discount. There is no shipping charge on orders of $100 or more, and $10 charge on sales under. Hey, absolutely, folks. Again, here's the phone number. If you're a cigar lover, a cigar aficionado, call up Wally Pankowski at Our Cigars out of Clayton, Missouri. Here's his phone number, 314-727-5667. You'll get a 10% discount off just by mentioning that you heard this on the Monday Morning Mailbag. Again, 10% discount off our already low prices. This would be an introductory offer only. 314-727-5667. Our Cigars out of Clayton, Missouri. Wally Pankowski. Wally, thanks very, very much for that very, very kind offer to all the viewers and listeners, folks. If you're a cigar lover, cigar aficionado, give Wally a call. Thanks again, Wally. Really, really do appreciate it. And that wraps up another Monday Morning Mailbag for this week. Thanks so much for tuning in again. I really do appreciate it. Please share, please subscribe, please like. Hit that bell so it'll give you a yell the next time I upload a video. Comment below. Let me know. Check out all the wonderful artisan soap makers and sellers that you see displayed on the bottom of the screen right now. They make and offer some wonderful artisan shave soap. They also offer some wonderful wet shaving gear to enhance your traditional wet shave. The next time you're online, please take a moment, pay them a visit. I sure would appreciate it. Thank you very much. Also, check out my Amazon product page at amazon.com/shop/MarkZerady, where you'll find all the Amazon listed products that I review on this channel, organized and categorized so you can find everything in a snap very easily. I'll leave you with this laugh. Hey, we have another double take cartoon puzzle this week. Try to find the differences between the two cartoon panels. If you need more time, just pause the video. Thanks very much for tuning in again. I really do appreciate it. Make it a great week.